Hey, hi friends. In this video, we are going to have a look at how to install and set up Java and then Maven and then finally IntelliJ on our systems. I'm using a Windows system, so the steps that we discussed today would be valid only for Windows and they might change for Mac and Linux OS. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and do these things. Okay, so first let's go ahead and actually verify whether we have Java already present in our system or not. For that, open your command prompt and type in the following command: java java hyphen version. Okay, and I can see that at that I already have Java 11 installed in my system. Right, but the thing to note over here is that this shows the Java runtime environment, and this necessarily does not mean that you have Java JDK or Java development environment that we require already installed. All right. So what I want you to do is type in the following command: where Java. That is if you get an output for Java minus version. So this would show you where all this Java executable is present, right? I can see that it is present in my common Oracle's Java path. This is your JRE, or rather your runtime environment, runtime Java, and this is your Java development. Okay, I can see that I have JDK 11.8 already present. These values come from your environment variables. We'll look at how to configure that also in this particular video, right? But first, now since I already have 11, let's upgrade, right? So I'll upgrade to the latest Java version that is available. All right. For that, I would be opening my browser. I would be using Firefox, right? And over here, search for Java JDK download, right? And over to the Oracle official website. Just click on the first option that I get, and I can see that we have Java 17 available now. Let's try installing this. So I'll hop over to the Windows section and then use a 64 installer. Okay, you can use any one which you want, but I would prefer use either of these installers as they would, guide you through most of the stuff. Okay, so let's install this, or rather let's download this. Wait for it to download. Okay, my download finished. Okay, so my download finished. Let's open this. Okay, right. Double click, start. Yes. Next. C program files Java JDK 17. Next. I'm happy with my file path. Then wait for this to finish. All right. So my installation is complete. I'll just go ahead and close this. Right. Next, let's go back and verify whether this got installed or not. So I will again do Java minus version. Okay, so I've got Java 17. I think my installer also modified my environment variables. But even so, I would actually go ahead and verify. Alright, in order to verify, the first thing I would do is I would type in again where Java. Alright, so here I can see that my Java JDK path is still pointing to Java 11. Alright, so contrary to what I believed, my environment variables have not been updated. So let's go ahead and update them. Okay, so in order to open environment variables, go to your Windows search and type envir environment. Okay, And even before you finish typing, you would probably have this particular option available. Edit the system environment variables. Okay, click on that. And in the system properties, click on environment variables. Right, and in this section we would be working with system variables, right? And in system variables, you would need Java home. If you do not have this already, you would have to create it using the new. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me delete this particular one and create a new Java home variable. So this variable name would be JAVA underscore home in all caps, and its value would be your Java location. Mine is in Windows Program Files Java JDK 17. You would be also having this at a similar location. All right. Then in this particular location, go to bin, copy the entire thing, and paste it in variable value. But one thing to note again over here is that in Java Home, you would not require the slash bin. So delete that part. Click on OK to save this. Next, go to your path. Okay. Again, in path, I would be adding a new Java variable, a new section, or rather just click on new and paste in what you copied. Okay. And if you already have something, if you already had an earlier version of Java, I would suggest you delete that particular entry, right? Like I have Java 17 over here, which I just did for practice. So what I'm going to do over here is that I'll click on this and I will delete this. Okay, and I will just do an OK. But be very careful while deleting or doing something. Well, generally while deleting, because these are system variables, and you would not want to delete a Windows system variable. That will actually cause a lot of problems. All right, so just click on OK now, and yeah, that's done. Your Java is installed and configured. Now let's go back and actually let's do a where Java here itself. So over here you would find that you still have JDK 11 being listed over here. What you need to do is actually close this particular command prompt and open a new command prompt. Right. And in your new command prompt now do a where Java again. Now it would be pointing to 17, or rather now it will show that it is pointing to 17. Earlier, because it was an old instance, it was picking up Java 11, right? So with this here, Java configuration is done. Okay, now let's go ahead and install IntelliJ. For that, open your browser first. I would go ahead and open Firefox, and then in the search bar, search for IntelliJ, IntelliJ. Open the first option, or rather open www.jetbrains.com. Click on download, then select the particular section that you have, or rather select the section that corresponds to your OS. I have Windows, so I would be using Windows, and then go ahead with downloading the community edition or ultimate edition if you want to pay. I am going for the free edition right now, so I would download the windows.exe and wait for this to finish. Okay, first click on save, wait for this to finish. Okay, so my download is done. I would just open this file. Now it's just a matter of following the wizard. Next. Yes, I'm fine with this location. I want to create my desktop shortcut. I also want to update my path variable. Open context menu. Okay, let's go ahead with that. Create associations with .java, .groovy. and let's create associations with everything and just click on next, install, wait for this to install. Okay, so my installation is over. Now I would just go ahead and reboot the system and see you after my reboot is done. Okay, so my system has rebooted and I have my IntelliJ installed. Okay, so before going ahead and configuring this IntelliJ, let's first install Maven, right? And installing Maven is actually pretty simple when you compare it with others. All you need to do is extract, download the zip file, extract the zip file, and add few variables into your environment variables. Right. Let's go ahead and look at that. Okay, so again, I would open my browser. I'll go ahead and fire up Firefox, search for Maven, then from maven.apache.org, I'll go to that. And then in the use section, you will find this download button, this download link, right? Click on this download link. And over here, you will have the mirror site. This is the site from where you would actually be downloading your file. If you want to change, you can go ahead and change that, but this would work in most cases, right? Then scroll down to the files section. These are the things that we would be downloading. Not all of them, obviously. I would just be downloading the binary zip archive, right? That is because I'm using a Windows system. If I was using a Linux based system or if I was using Mac, I would have downloaded tar.gzip. So just click on bin.zip. I would save this and wait for, okay, so my download is also finished. I would go ahead and open the location. Okay, so let's first copy this somewhere, right? I'll go to my C drive, just make a folder over here as Maven, and first paste this over here, then I would extract it. I'm using 7-zip. You can subsequently use whatever extraction software you want. You can use WinRAR, WinZip, anything you want, right? So I'll just extract files. See Maven, yeah, right. Okay. And once this is done, okay, I've got an extra folder here, that doesn't matter. Okay, so here I would copy my path. I would be needing this path while setting up the environment variables. All right, so next let's look at setting Maven environment variables. So again, like we did in case of setting up Java environment variables, go ahead and search for environment, and before you finish typing, you'll have the edit the in system environment variables option. Open this, go to environment variables, and then again in the system variables section, we would this time be adding actually two variables, right? So the first one that we would be adding would be Maven home, all caps, Maven underscore home. And in this, we would provide address just before the bin, right? We will not include slash bin. So it would be up till over here. Let's go back. So up till over here, right? And just press OK. Next one that you would be required needing is m2 m2 underscore home. Now, why these two variables? Actually, Maven uses these at certain points, so it's a requirement. Let's just get it done with, right? And paste in your path, but this time include till bin. Okay, I have my caps on bin. Fine. So this time it will be up till inside this folder. All right, again, press OK. Now, one more thing that we would have to do is add the address in our path variable. So open your path, click on new, and just this one will also be up till your binary. So up till bin. Okay. Okay. One more thing. We added all our variables in our system variable sections, right? And not in the user variable section. The reason being that I have just one user in my system and I want my Maven to be available. And even if I use multiple users, if I or even if I make multiple users, as this is my personal system, I would want my Maven to be available for all users, right? But if you want something like your Maven path variables to be available or Maven to be configured only for your particular user that you have logged in with, you can create these in your user variable sections also. Okay, that would also suffice. But then again, I would say then you would have to add the Maven address in your user variables path section also. All right, but I would suggest keep it in your system variables. It's not that big of a deal. All right, so press OK and OK again. So that takes care of my Maven configurations. Next, let's go ahead and try running a sample program in Eclipse and do the necessary configurations, whatever is required for our IntelliJ. Sorry, I said Eclipse last time. IntelliJ. All right, so let's start our IntelliJ. Okay, just minimize these and double click on IntelliJ. Okay, so once your IntelliJ starts up, the first time you would have a page something like this, right? Wherein you will have a list of all your available projects. I have this from my previous version of IntelliJ, wherein I was creating some projects, right? But right now, let's go ahead and create a new project. Okay, so click on new project, and over here, I would say let's make a Maven project. Click on Maven. Now, in the right hand side, you would see there is something known as project SDK, right? So this is telling which version of Java you would want to use. So I have 11 over here because previously I was having a Java 11 that I selected, but it says that it has detected another SDK, that is Java 17 version. I would click on this so that it defaults to Java 17. Okay. Now I would just skip the archetype selection and just click on next. Okay. So in my name, I would say let's create a Selenium project, a basic Selenium project, right? So that way we would also test our repository downloads. So I will do over here basic rather hello Selenium. Okay. And in my group ID, I would say org dot, let's say com dot example, or rather test dot example. So these are just naming conventions. Generally, in group ID, you put in the reverse of your domain name. Since I have no domain name, but I also want to follow conventions, I would be using test dot example. You can give any other thing also, right? Your artifact ID is generally same as your name, so I've kept that. And version is 0.1 snapshot. Let's just finish this and wait for IntelliJ to do its magic. Right. So here I have everything ready. My pom.xml file has been created by IntelliJ. It has added its compiler properties like maven.compiler 17, saying that we are using Java 17, and most of the things are done. Now Let us go ahead and get our first dependency. For that, first put in the dependency tag, the EPEN. Okay, it is asking me something. You must accept the terms of legal notice of beta to enable support for 17. Okay, I'll accept it. That's fine. So let's go ahead and add in our first dependency. For that, again, I'll open my Firefox, search for Maven repository, go to Maven repository, then search for Selenium Java, click on that. Okay, it's for RC lab. Would be using 3.1.4 itself right now. Click on it. It has copied it already to my clipboard, but I still like to do a Control C. Next, I'll just paste this over here. So generally, as soon as you paste it, uh, IntelliJ would start with the download of your dependency. But in case it does not, right click, okay, then point to Maven, then do a reload project. Okay, right. So let's look at our external libraries. Now I have got all my Selenium libraries over here. Okay, so that does it. That's how we are going to get all our dependencies. Okay, so that concludes our setup part, right? Now let's just quickly write a sample code and finish this off. I would be using Selenium and JUnit to write a code that opens the Google page and searches for something, or rather just opens the Google page. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. All right, so I wrote a quick test to open a Google page using Edge driver, and also I used Bonnie Garcia's WebDriver Manager to get my Edge driver, and with that I used JUnit. Okay, so you will notice these two arrows. This would run my code. Okay, so I'll just click on this and run test. All right, so this worked. Okay, and that was the basics for setting up your Java Maven with IntelliJ. Okay, and yeah, that was all for this video. Thanks for watching and hope you have a great day.